So we've talked about how women tend to do the majority of the caretaking of the small kids, the children and the elderly adults. Women tend to be the ones that carry the majority of the load. I came across this post on Threads, Polyinko. Now, she used the hashtag Sherlocked, but she's not doing the whole boundary thing. She's not. She says, yesterday I hit a proverbial wall. My husband was folding some laundry while I was cleaning the bathrooms. I appreciate him helping. So that's that key word, the helping, because typically, housework, unpaid labor is the realm of the woman, even if she works. So he's helping, even if he lives in the same home, it's helping. All right. So she says, I appreciate him helping me, but he lets me know in little ways that he's not willing to do it. Much like asking a teenager to wash the dishes or clean their room, there's the sighs and the comments. So I'm in our hall bathroom that his mom uses exclusively, and just had pulled out a trash liner that smelled like a porta potty. Dementia and TP, if you know, you know. And I hear a complaint about the inside out clothes. This is his mom that she's in charge of caring for. So she says his mom had an accident earlier in the week and brought me poo-covered jeans that needed washed. No big deal. I checked the bathroom and found the underwear she had draped over the towel bar. She rinsed them and left them to dry. Didn't register the rug had been moved. So I'm cleaning the toilet. There's poo smeared all over it. And that gets done, and then I realized the rug was in the wrong spot. So moved it to find a smear of poo on the floor and in the towel grout. He complained at the wrong time. I leaned out the door and told him, don't worry about folding my clothes. Just leave them in the basket and I'll get them. Obviously, I must have said it with all of the frustration I was feeling, because cue the argument. So I told him that we needed to talk in private. I expressed that I'm overwhelmed and need a break. I asked again to hire someone to come in and help even one day a week. I told him I'm exhausted and can't keep going, doing everything for everyone. I'm not sure I conveyed the right message. Today he got up in a sour mood, clanged and banged dishes in the kitchen, let the garage door slam shut behind him while he took out the trash, and generally was obviously put out. Today is hair day. Every week she goes to the salon for a wash and curl because she's worn her hair in the same style, the same way for 50 plus years and won't change. One of the things I mentioned yesterday was that it's on me to take care of all of her needs. I take her to the salon and the doctor's appointments. I make sure she's eating and not giving the dog a bunch of scraps. I help her with the TV and phone when she's struggling to use them during the day. I work from home and my schedule allows for it, so I do it willingly. I said if we hired someone to come in for a few hours once a week, they could drive her to her hair appointment or do some light housekeeping, just one day to lighten the load, to which he responded he'd take her to the appointment. Today is hair day and football day, so obviously he's sour because for the second time in the past 14 months, he's up to take her. The other time was the day after I had hand surgery and couldn't drive, and will be missing some of the game. He's in a bad mood, and we all get to know about it. Today, I am sitting in a quiet house, doing absolutely nothing but admiring the walls for the next hour until they get home. My brain is finally able to relax, and I refuse to feel guilty about it. Then she says, okay, so that was about 5 hours ago with this first part. So she told us all of these things, these negative things that this husband is doing. And finally, she got a reprieve, and we get to the reprieve at the end. She gets to admire the walls for 1 hour. Now, if this was how these other Sherlock stories go, she would be admiring the walls a lot more than this. And so people are they're like talking about this husband a lot because she told us a lot. A lot of times when these wives come to the internet to basically lay out a whole essay, a whole thesis about how their husband sucks, people talk. And so that was 5 hours ago. And then after that, she came back because she's seeing everybody go in on her husband. She says, I'm disabling comments. It's a hard season of life. Yes, my husband can do more to help. We talked, and I think he understands I need help. It's not optional. He's not a ghoul or ogre who doesn't care about me or his mom. This is much more difficult for him because it's literally his mom who is fading. Asking him to hire someone isn't a permission issue. He is her POA, power of attorney, not me. I have no legal right to enter into care or payment contracts for her. He does. It's easy to sit behind a screen and excoriate someone. It's not helpful, which is why I'm disabling comments. I didn't post this for my husband to be attacked. To those who posted empathetic comments, thank you. It helped to feel seen and validated. Now, after hearing everything that I read about this man clanging stuff, like, oh my, like, duh, ma'am, this husband is going to be attacked because he is like an outright a-hole. You said everything you listed out, it sounded like a-hole behavior to me. And so if people are calling him an ogre or an a-hole, it's because he deserves it. And maybe he should be the one looking at all of these comments so that y'all, like this woman, the wife, she doesn't have, she's still wearing some kind of glasses to where she told us all of these things. And then she has the defensive mechanism that she doesn't want her husband to be attacked. But ma'am, like everything you said shows how sucky he is. Anyways, let's look at some of the comments. Queen of the Middle Age says, don't hire a cleaner, hire a divorce lawyer. PM Nelson says, yikes. All of this sucks, ma'am. Tamara says, I would have told him to get the bathroom and pointed out all the poo, but would have used a different word and told him to get busy since he didn't want to fold the laundry. He could clean up after his mother, and I would fold the laundry. And Roswell says, this. NC Jen says, yep, I was thinking more on the lines of, here, let's switch jobs. Wear Jewelry says, I hope you can just hire someone anyway. Does your husband have any siblings who might back you up? Original Courtney says, and you can't hire someone on your own because he is her power of attorney and has the legal ability to enter into payment agreements. So we already seen all that. Retire 2015 says, can you hire someone for you? Don't make it about her. Like hire a house cleaner for a few hours a day. I don't get this. Now, Geisha Monroe says it's time to get real with him and yourself. Stop doing anything for her. Leave the house during the day and work at the library or something. He needs a reality check of how hard this is for you, especially since he holds the power of attorney and he controls everything. It should fall on him. His refusing to get help or being difficult is neglect of her as well. He's not just making your life hard, he's neglecting her. He needs to grow up. I suggest you make yourself scarce so he has no choice. And then she says, leaving her alone during the day is not an option. It's unsafe and neglectful. We've had more discussion today. I think he understands more of what I'm experiencing, and I'm going to present him with care options in a less optional way. You can choose from one of these caregivers, but we're getting help. And then Geisha Monroe says, good for you. I hope you get the help you greatly need, and I desperately hope he gets an attitude adjustment. You seem like an absolute saint. And then she says, I don't know about saint. I just aim for being a good human. And that's what most of us want to be. But these people, these peen havers, have got to tap in. They have got to see what's going on. They have got to participate more. And I don't, like, a lot of these women are getting to their breaking point. This woman, she's still trying to, like, bring her husband along. But this and the kids thing and the not cleaning up, it's getting women to that point of that they are getting to that point where they're like, no, I'm not going to accept this anymore. All right, y'all, join the conversation. Let me know what you think about all of this. Like, comment, and share. And I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers over on my YouTube page. So go ahead and smash subscribe.